I went ahead and created a new file called while4, and now that we've learned how we can use for loops and branch statements, I want to introduce how we can use while loops and branch statements. So let me go ahead and put here, let's create a program that asks the user to enter positive and negative numbers, right? And count the total of positive numbers entered. Okay. So how would we do this? Well, we already done this previously in a previous task. So the way it would work is we would, let's see here. Well, first let's start with the input. So let's say num is equal to input, and I'm going to say enter a number, and we're going to create our while loop based on that number. So the number, if it is not equal to 0, we will keep on asking. But remember, with the while loop, this variable here needs to be created before the while loop. So we need to say num is equal to some value. And what value do we want to set it equal to? Well, we want to set it equal to a value where this is going to be true, so that the while loop can get started. Right? So I'm going to set my num equal to 1. So how is this program going to run? It's going to start with line number 5, put 1 inside of num, come here and check this Boolean expression. While num is not equal to, while 1 is not equal to 0, that's true, and then it's going to start asking for numbers, right? And so let's go ahead and test this out. I'll press Control and run, and I'm going to start entering numbers in, negative numbers now, and then I'm going to enter 0, and it finishes. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to count. So I'm going to put here total equals 0, because remember, when we create our counting variable, we first create it outside of the loop. We initialize it to its first value, which is going to be starting with 0, because we have no numbers when we first start our program. So we want to set it equal to 0, and in the while loop we want to count the numbers that they're entering in, which are stored here in the num variable. So we could say total equal total plus num, right? And now total is a counting variable because we have it on both sides of the equal sign, and what that means is its new value is going to be equal to its previous value plus the number that the person entered in on the keyboard. But this is going to total up all of the numbers, right? Because for every number they enter in, it's going to count according to total. So this program is not supposed to count all the numbers, it's to count the total number of positive numbers that were entered in, right? So this instruction here, line number 11, should be conditionally executed. So only do line 12 if, right? And what's the condition going to be? Well, if num is greater than 0. So if num is a positive number, then we will do this, right? Notice here we have these little gray lines, right? And if we hover over the gray line, it will tell us what we are doing wrong stylistically. So these are errors not that are going to stop your program from running, but that everyone who programs in Python has agreed to follow. So it says here, no new line at the end of file. So that's what Python wants. It wants a blank line with no spaces, no characters at the bottom of the file. You'll see here that that gray squiggly line has gone away. So now that we finished that while loop, and I left my blank line here at the very bottom, I can go ahead and print out the total, and I want to print it out in a easily read format. So I'm going to say something along the lines of the total positive numbers, the total of the positive numbers is, and I'm going to do a plus sign and print out total, and then maybe I can also print out a period. So I'm going to go ahead and run that, and I'll do 3, 4, 5, 2, and 1. I'll do -9, -8. So 3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. What is that? That's 3, 8, 12, and 15. So I'm going to enter 0 and it should say 15. Oh no, what happened there? So let's see right here. Oh, that's right. So total needs to be a string, right? Because total is a number that we're taking in with input that we're adding up into total. Total is an integer, and we can't print out an integer, right? We need to first convert it into a string so that we can do our string concatenation. So let's go ahead and try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -9, -8, and I'm going to hit 0. Total of positive numbers is 15. So it works, right? So here's a way that you can use an if statement along with a while loop to get your program to do what it is you want. And so let's go ahead and practice another one. Let's see. So we have positive numbers entered in. Let's see, what else can we do here? Okay. So why don't we do, in the last program we did the total number of vowels entered in. So now why don't we do the total number of consonants entered in? Okay. Yeah, actually let me go ahead and save that one for the next video and just stop it here.